Hi guys, Dr. Mel, and we're busy with energy. And specifically, we're going to focus on gravitational and listen to the word potential energy. So it's stored energy, but it's got to do with gravity, which is the downward force from Earth. So, what is the definition? Well, it's the energy, and make sure that you know of an object that's due to the position, where the kinetic energy is actually the energy because of the movement or the motion. We've got the energy that's due to the position. It's got a certain energy. And it's always relative to a reference point, but in most cases, we're using the ground as a reference point. So I'm asking you, if I've got something on the ground and I lift it up and the position is there now, what will the energy be now? And that's the stored potential energy. Now, why do we call it gravitation? Because you know you've got the force of gravity pulling it down. So I'm working towards the opposite side of gravity. So I'm using energy. The calculations that we'll do will be firstly the gravity. Can you see I'm working with gravity there? And I'm taking into consideration the height or the displacement. You can abbreviate potential energy with the EP, or you'll see your textbooks or the information sheet will also use the letter U. But in actual fact, both of them can be used as long as you've got the mass, you know the gravitational acceleration, and the height. Because this is energy, it's measured in joule. And remember, joule or energy is not a vector. So the direction is of no concern. The distance determines what the energy is, but it's got no direction. Right, let's see what we can calculate. A front end loader, you can see there's a picture, is picking up 100 kilograms of sand. So I've got the mass, 100 kilogram, and it's taking it from the ground, that's the reference point, to put it on a truck, and the height is 1.8 meters. And it's at a constant velocity. The question is determine the gravitational potential energy. So what you have to do is write down the equation and substitute. I've got 100 kilogram. I know the acceleration is 9.8 and the height is 1.8 meter. And make sure that you've got the correct detail, and you'll get the answer of 1764 joule. So it's 1764 joule to take 1,000 kilogram to a height of 1.8 meters. That's what it actually means. Let's see another example, and use the same equation. A crane, do you see this crane, is lifting bricks. So there I've got bricks being lifted, and the mass is 2,500 kilograms. And they tell me it's going to put it down on a platform of 8 meters, and again at a constant speed. The question asks me to calculate the gravitational potential energy, and now they're asking me at the 5-meter height and then on the platform at 8 meters. So let's do it. They say we've got a 5-meter height. I go and I put the equation in there, and you can use any one of these. I know I've got a mass of 2,500. I've got my gravitational acceleration, and I'm going to use the 5 meters now. If I do that calculation, I found the answer to be, what do I have there? 122,500 joules. Do you see? That's the answer. What is the energy at 8 meters? Now just think a little bit. It's 8 meters and it was 5, so the energy will be more. I'm going to use exactly the same equation. Remember, you can either use this or you can use this. You don't have to do both of them. I've got 2,500. I've got the 9.8, and now I'm going to substitute it with 8. So I found that height with that weight will give me an energy of 196,000 joule. Can you see? Just to lift it to 5 is 102, 22,500 in terms of the energy. Can you see here? 196,000 joule. Now, just for interesting sake, let's work out what the difference is when I use the 3, because between the 5 and the 8, I've got a difference of 3. Just for the interest sake, I'm going to take the 2,500, I'm going to multiply it with 9.8 and with the 3. And if you get the value then, it's 73,500 joules. Now, what happens if I deducted the 2 from each other and I deducted the 122,500 from that? And if you do that, you'll see you get 73,500. So that's how you're going to work out different heights and energies. So just to remind you again, you worked out the energy on different heights, and can you see that you had the energy there at 3 or at 5 or at 8, and you're just using the correct height for that specific question. You have to be able to define the gravitational potential energy. You have to be able to solve problems with your equation. And remember, you can either use EP or you can use U, and both of them will be equal to mgh. And you have to be doing calculations with accurate calculations, guys, with all the values they give you. Work accurately, see that you work out every answer and let it make sense to you. If it doesn't make sense, if the energy at the top is less than at the bottom, then there was something wrong. So really take care that you do good and nice calculations and neat work. If you present work to the examiner, that they can see you did the calculation and this is my answer. And finally, remember, energy is a scalar, no directions. Enjoy working with energy and use your energy wisely. Bye.